Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am up today with a challenge for the Use Your Stuff challenge board. And this week we were challenged to use this mood board, and this is the layout that I created. So I wanted to kind of go through and show you how I did this. So I printed out this cut file, which is from the cut shop, and went ahead and pulled out this paper pad that's from Pebbles. I just picked it up really cheap at Tuesday morning, and I'm going to be working with this photo of my nephew. And so what I am doing is I kept one of the pieces from the cut file, and I'm using that as a template to kind of cut around to make my pattern papers that I'm going to place behind all of those openings. And through the magic of YouTube videos, you're going to see that that is all finished, and there is that background. So what I decided was that on that background, I wanted to add some texture and some detail, but I didn't want it to be anything that was going to stand out too much or take away from the background, because the background is in the colors of that mood board. So what I decided to do was to take my plain white texture paste and the stencil from Heidi Swap that just has all kinds of different words, and I'm going to go ahead and use that to add texture. And it ended up adding a really neat element, having it be white on white, because it does overlap some of those sections that are behind my cut file. So you're going to see some extra detail, and it does add some height and some texture, and I actually really like how this turned out. And it kept it simple, just using the white. So basically this week we are working with the mood board that you saw in the beginning. So it has these different shades of green and blue. And so those are the colors that I pulled out in the background because they really kind of said baby boy to me. And so that's why I decided to go with this in the background for what I was going to create. And so here you see I'm just going to finish up. I added that texture paste to this entire thing, and then here in a second you'll see me go ahead and pull that stencil off. I'm just making sure that I have everything filled in and ready to go. And so I'm making sure just that I have enough of the texture paste through each of those letters so that the whole thing is going to stand out. And here you go, I see I'm removing it, and you can see it's a lot harder to see on the screen, but I do hold it up for you. It adds a really neat detail. So then I go ahead and put that off to the side to dry and pull out some of my pattern papers, and I'm just going to create some mats for the photo. So I don't have any of this navy blue in the background, and so I wanted to use that navy blue with my photo to really make the photo stand out. So I'm using a couple of different layers that are going to be the navy blue as well as some of the brighter blue, and this is also not in the background, but it is part of the mood board. The only thing that I kind of added to the mood board was this navy color to give it some contrast and really make things stand out. This layout worked really well with this picture that I chose, and I chose it for this reason because it's a pretty dark picture. There's a lot going on. He's got the quilt in the background. He's in a dark gray outfit. He's got his little stuffy with him. So it worked out really well to have a really light, airy background with such a dark photo because it really made it so that the photo itself would stand out against that background. And the navy blue layers that I added just kind of helped it pop. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm stacking those up until I find a way that I like all of those different layers together. And for me, this is really just a process of kind of trial and error. So I want everything to be a little bit different size. I don't want them to be exactly straight on. And then I go ahead and take my stapler and just staple all those layers together when I'm happy with them. And I am going to go ahead and put them on some fun foam so that they stand out a little bit even more against that background. And I think that's what you see me looking for right here. There we go. And now I'm just going through some different ephemera and sticker packs, and I'm going to end up not using a whole lot because I want to keep the details pretty simple. And so I'm just checking to see if there's anything that I like, and I find a little 3D ephemera piece in this packet from Crate Paper. And it just says, "Hello, little one," and that's going to go down in that corner on top of those little tags. And those little ticket tags that I cut out were from the paper pad. You can kind of see off on the side of the screen where I cut those out. And now I'm checking to see if there's any of these pieces of crepe paper wonder that I want to use. And I decided nothing there that was really too interesting for me that I wanted to include. So I went back to these little felt clouds that I have from the Spiegel Mom scrap store. And I am going to color them so that the larger ones are blue. And I used the Distress Ink in Salty Ocean for those. And then the smaller ones I'm going to make in a more of a green color to kind of go with the mood board as well as my background. And this one is the Cracked Pistachio, which is one of my favorites. I seem to always reach for that one. And even Salty Ocean, I use that one quite a bit as well. So I'm just adding some color. These felties are amazing because they pick up the color really easily. And you'll see that even more when it goes on the background. And then I thought about using some of these little felt hearts. But I didn't have any of the small ones left that I was looking for. I just had some bigger ones. And so I tried them out, but it was a little bit too big for the space that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and scrap that idea and go with something different. So I'm going to tuck two of these little clouds up in that corner of my photo. And then I'm going to put two up in the very top. And there you see I'm trying that heart out again. And I can't get it to work. It's just a little bit too big. But I do like those two clusters of clouds, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down. And that does help kind of draw the eye on the diagonal so that you see the detail in the cut file and my pattern paper as well as my texture paste words. And it kind of connects everything all together. And there you see I have added that fun foam to my photo, and I'm going to put that in that bottom corner. And then I'm going to go back and look for some little details to add here at the end. And I went ahead and found some of these gray and blue star sequins, and those are from an old set from Studio Calico. I'm not sure which kit they came in. And I just added 3 in the top corner and 3 in the bottom by my photo, and that's going to do it for this layout. I hope you enjoyed, and you'll play along with the Use Your Stuff challenge this week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!